Hey, welcome back, everyone. Old Bubs here. Got a super exciting project to share with you. A client of mine reached out and found this knife in the woods while elk hunting this year. And what makes this so special is that this particular client has a friend, a young woman who got lost in the same woods a few years back, and actually ended up being stranded for a while, and he was helping look for her and has stayed in touch over the years. And he wants to give her this knife that he found in the same area as a little keepsake and as a gift. And he asked me to restore it. So we're gonna take this knife and we are gonna give it a little bit of elbow grease, try to get some rust off of it and bring it to life, give it still a lost in the woods feel, but make it shine at the same time. Give you a closer look of how this thing, the kind of shape that this thing is in. I'm hopeful that these rust spots are not that deep, and we don't want to change the shape or anything of the blade or change the feel of the handle. I mean, it definitely has its own look and aesthetic to it, but we do want to clean up. We're going to try to clean up this brass, try to get these deep rust spots out a little bit, and then I'm going to put just a shining, singing, mirror polished edge on it. Go a little bit overboard with the sharpening, so that it looks like it's ready to cut. A couple of things that I'm gonna do is just clean it up with a little bit of rubbing alcohol to see what we can't dissolve off of there. Rubbing alcohol, of course, is super quick drying and will take off any excess oils. Also sting any cuts in your hands that you have. So that's probably about as good as we're going to get with that. But you can already see that it just takes off kind of the dusty surface thing, gives you a better picture of what you're actually looking with. What you're actually working with when you're going to do a restoration. All clean. And then we're gonna fast forward and take the bulk of this off camera because it's just an endurance and elbow grease exercise. But this is just a rust remover. This is a rubber kind of sponge with a compound in it. And you just take this and rub until a bulk of your surface rust can go away. This is just labor intensive, but it works pretty well. And then from time to time, I'm going to be adding some oil into here. We'll cut back to you when this part is done. So now we got a bulk of the surface rust off, and we're left with some pitting. This is already starting to look a lot better. Just going to give the whole thing some light touches on the belt, see if we can clean it up a little bit further. And then we're going to do the sharpening, and we'll clean up the brass a little further. A hot tip on if you're working with brass and you haven't before, go lightly because brass is so much softer than steel. You can take more material than you're hoping to really quick. So here is the finished product. We got a nice shiny brass, a little ode to the pitting and the patina that happened while it was out in the woods, but a nice overall cleanup. And then the star of the show, if we can get it to show, is that mirror polished edge. We got her sharpened up to even though it's thick behind the edge. just glides right through paper. I sure hope that the end recipient of this gets a ton of joy out of carrying this around as a reminder of a time and of friendships and rescuers, and the good that can come out of a really tough situation. I've had a privilege restoring this knife. I hope you enjoyed watching. Above all else, let love and light fill your life.